everybody, it's Jennifer.Meyer here. It is May 18th, and we are finally in gorgeous, gorgeous spring weather. The flowers are all blooming here in Westchester, and everybody's getting really excited. So I thought I'd meet today to give you guys a quick update on what's going on in Westchester, and particularly southern Westchester. So let's take a look. Like I said, spring is here. Every single flowering tree is blooming. The azaleas are blooming. It's just absolutely spectacular. So I just wanted to touch base a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market here in New York and nationally. Right now this is showing time, which tracks all the showings in the state of New York. So this is for the entire state of New York. And we can see here that this 2020 is the yellow line and 2019 is the blue line. So as we look at May 17th, you can see that our showing statistics are down from last year at the same time. And there's one great explanation for that, and that is that real estate is not an essential business, and technically you cannot be doing showings right now. People are not registering on showing time to do showings because agents cannot take buyers into properties. There are ways to show properties. We can do it virtually, and sellers are able to self-tour buyers through their property. So there are two ways to do it, but because real estate is not an essential business, we are not booking showing time like we used to. And obviously we're still in the pause. But I pulled up a slide from Michigan because Michigan had been in a pause. Real estate was similarly not an essential business. And May 10th, they were brought back, or actually earlier May, they were brought back to be essential, and they were allowed to start showings. And let's take a look at what's happened to those showings. This is again showing time, tracking appointments made to see houses. So again, the blue line was the 2019 average, and the 2020 average is the yellow line. And as you can see during the pause, clearly there were no showings, but look what has happened to that chart. There has been a 70% increase in showings in 4 days. What is that telling us? That is telling us that there's a lot of pent-up buyer demand out there. That's just Michigan, but we're using that as a track to guess what's going to happen when real estate becomes essential in New York. So let's take a look. I'm going to focus on 5 main communities right now in southern Westchester. That's Pelham, Bronxville, Rye, Mamaroneck, New Rochelle, Larchmont, and Harrison. And let's take a look at what's going on in the single family market here. So in terms of sales price, we can see that in April 2020, this is a 3-year chart for median sales price. In April 2020, the median sales price is up quite a bit from 4.6% from the previous year. So, or even more than that from the previous year, but you can see it's trending up. New listings. I've talked about this in some of my previous webinars, but essentially, you know, since COVID, sellers have stopped putting homes on the market. Already we had a trend towards decreasing new listings and homes on the market, but as you can see, there has been a pretty severe fall off of 16.5%. And in general, the general population of homes for sale are down 12.2% for this specific area. And as you can see, pending sales since COVID have taken a big tank. They're down 2.9%. And then we have closed sales. Closed sales are trending up. So these homes that are closing toward the end of April, these homes were already probably pending prior to the coronavirus. So we probably will expect to see a dip in closed sales coming up here in the future. In terms of months supply, though, of homes, nationally, and particularly in this area, there is an inventory issue. We just don't have the inventory to support, you know, buyers' needs. As you can see, the month supply is to 5.1. That means we'll sell out of all the homes on the market in the next 5 months at the rate that we're selling, and that is down 12%. So let's look at homes closed. That was for all single-family homes in those communities. Now let's look at closed sales for over 995,000. Well, as you can see, the trend has been up. in this market, and it's up actually 12.6% through April 30th. Similar to the overall trend for pending sales, there is a big dip, particularly in the month of March, for pending home sales, but it's still up over last year at the same time, 3.1%. And overall, Westchester County single-family homes are new listings down 17%, closed sales down 0.6%. Median sales price is up 3.1%, and again, that's due to inventory, supply and demand. So generally, these statistics, and this is through April 30th, are not showing much trouble in the Westchester market. Let's look at the individual markets of Bronxville, of the Southern Westchester communities that I was discussing. So this is just a snapshot of what's been happening in the market for the last 2 weeks since May 1st. So Bronxville's had 1 sale, 5 pending, and they have 33 active. So those homes that are pending probably have gone into pending during coronavirus. Harrison market snapshot. 16 sold, 8 pending, 103 active listings. Larchmont, 7 sold, 9 pending, 63 active listings. New Rochelle, 15 sold, 15 pending. Pelham, 6 sold, 4 pending, 47 active listings. Rye City, 12 sold, 6 pending, 61 active listings. What does all this mean? This means that we are expecting, after real estate becomes an essential business in the Mid-Hudson area, which we're hoping Mid-Hudson will become an economy that can start back up, phase 1, as of this week, by the end of this week, but we're just not sure. You know, a recent report tonight says that maybe that's not going to happen. We'll have to see. As I mentioned, real estate is phase 2. So phase 1 starts this weekend. We're hoping that phase 2 would follow somewhat shortly after. And that'll mean that we can get back to showing real estate and selling real estate the way we used to do it, of course, with the proper social distancing and PPE measures. But if that's the case, let's think back to Michigan, and we're expecting to see a similar buyer demand, because we know that 40% of urbanites are thinking about moving out of the city after having been in the stay-at-home orders. So that is a large number. So we don't obviously have the demand for the current buyers that are out there, let alone the surge of buyers that we are expecting from the city. So if you are a seller and you're thinking about selling, this is a good time to start talking to your real estate agent about putting it on the market. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. We have many ways to virtually get together right now to tour your home, one-on-one, FaceTime, discuss staging and marketing plan for your property, as well as price, and a way to get that get your home on the market as soon as possible to meet the buyer demand that we're expecting shortly. So again, I'm Jennifer.Meyer. Thanks for checking in. You know where to find me if you need anything.